change management when you're implementing an IT project. Care, since we started in '98, we had a single HIS that was called Jiva, developed by a Hyderabad-based company, Karishma Health Solutions. And over the years, as we added branches, we deployed the same HIS system everywhere. And somewhere in 2003-04, we upgraded the same thing. Parts of the HIS was rewritten. Then last year, we decided that it was enough, and this HIS is not going to last us for long. And we again engaged with Karishma to give us a new product. And also we decided that we should have an ERP. It's time that we are located in 6 cities currently in India. We need an ERP to have our inventory and finances in line and control from a single center. So with that, we engaged an implementation partner for our ERP solutions here at Atlantic, and also Karishma deploying the new HIS across 11 hospitals and integrating everything here at Hyderabad. And the challenge also was, while we deployed them as standalones in all the hospitals earlier, we had different databases, we had different masters, a product which had a particular code here had a different code in our hospital, so inventory control becomes real crazy with that. So we wanted to unify everything. So the first issue was, unifying masters across our material masters, our service masters, our customer masters, everything across India, except maybe the prices and costing changes. And then, having done that, a new way of working, taking this across to 4,000 plus employees and doctors. And then we had 2 implementation partners. Now, with due apologies to the ladies here, it's like having 2 wives. So we have got 2 implementers who have to communicate through an interface. And along the way, what we had was, each time something didn't go right, you had one partner saying, look, my end of the solution is fine, my tables are fine, it's his problem, he has to fix it. And invariably the underdog gets it, and then you sit down, have some temporary solutions, you go on, again you find yourself the same problem creeping up in some other center. That is one big challenge of having 2 implementers at the same time and the same premises working. Probably, I don't know how others would face it. Probably if we had one following the other, maybe life would have been different. I don't know. But we had both of them working together. Then the issue was getting all the staff on board with a new way of working. See, our basic value as a hospital group is that we put the patient's interests first before our own. So there were a lot of issues within the HIS system which were in the gray area, where the end user had the discretion to apply or change some of the business rules if he felt that he was benefiting the patient and the management. Now, having thought of it from a different angle, and also having ERP solutions where some of the rules are rigid, so we had to have some accountability also. Still, they had the freedom, but they couldn't change the way they worked. They couldn't change the system and adopt it. So we had to train the staff. Now, we followed all the rules that were given in the books about change management. What all the gyan that everybody had. We first went through 3 months of rigorous gathering end user requirements. We practically, at all the areas in the hospital, all functions, we had everybody's inputs. Huge documents were created, the end user requirements, and then the solution. That we spent 6 months doing all that. Then we spent 3 months training, three sessions for each functional group. And then we trained the master trainers who would go back to their units across India and train them. And then, by all, at least as far as a lot of people told us, we had a target of ourselves that we have the ERP rolling within 12 months. People said, you can't do it, it's not possible. But anyway, as a standalone, you're able to put the ERP solution up within 12 months. But then that's when all the problems started. We had all these people whom we thought we had trained. We had thought we had everything under control, people accepting the whole thing. And when it came to using the solution, implementing it, that's when everything went. Then, all the other issues that came in with the change that had to be brought in the way they function, that started throwing themselves up one after the other, people not willing. Then, people who were trained fully saying, this application does not have this. We are not able to see this on our screen. We are not able to see that on our screen. Earlier we were used to working like this. Now we are not able to work like that. We were able to change room category just before billing. Now we are not permitted to change room category. We are able to downgrade the billing for a patient. Now we said, no, you're supposed to raise a credit note for it. You're no longer going to downgrade. But we want to know why credit is given to a patient. So all these issues started coming up. So at the end of the day, the hard lessons that we learned, I can go on and on about this whole thing. The first is that, managing a change across a huge group for a long time is not as easy as it looks. But we are somewhere there, and we will be there because by the time all the solution comes in, it will take in 1 more year for us. So we've got time to go in with that. But yes, things are not as easy as they seem, in spite of all the rules. First engaging them, showing them the benefits, training. It works, but it has its limits. It has to go beyond that. People accept change. So when you talk about things and saying we are going to work in a different way, you have got IT enabling your work, and your life will become simple. Everybody nods their heads, fine, everything is fine. You're going to have a new product. We're not. They accept change, but they're not willing to change their lives. In the sense, the way they work. They accept change, but not the way they want to work. Then the other thing we learned was, yes, you be friendly, you involve the people you work with, you engage them, but unless you turn on heat, things don't work. There are certain stages you have to turn on heat. And then the last thing, one of the other things that we learned is there are always laggards, and beyond a point, you cannot carry them. There comes a time that you have to say thank you to some who are not willing to change with you. And finally, whatever it takes, you keep on sticking to it. Someday, a majority will move towards the change that you're getting, and that's when the rest will follow. And of course, the laggards that you have to get them out. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Srinivas. He touched upon the most significant point, which is the change management in health IT. Next, I would like to ask Dr. Nina Pahuja about the choice of Vista, which is an open source health information system. The logic of using this package being implemented currently by Dell Pro Systems in Max Hospitals.
Thanks, Indrajit. I'm not sure whether everybody knows what Vista is, and I think there is a large number of IT community which is sitting here. So let me just try and give you a little perspective of what we are trying to do. We at Max Healthcare are in the process of implementation of EHR. We were the first ones, possibly in the healthcare industry, to really look at outsourcing and total outsourcing in a big way in healthcare. We've outsourced it to Del Perro, and the first step that we took was to ensure that our infrastructure was scalable and rugged, which actually has happened. So today, my team doesn't really look at infrastructure issues. That's a past for us. So that was the first thing. The second thing that we also looked at, we at Max possibly are the first hospital to go in for a centralized database. We have 10 lakh patient records in a central database, which are for the patients who go across all our different hospitals. And we did a lot of data cleaning also there as part of this exercise as we were moving toward EHR. Now, let me come to the EHR. We decided to go in for electronic health records to capture the clinical data of our patients. And the reason why we chose World Vista, actually, not only Vista. World Vista is a product which has been implemented across the US in approximately around 40 plus hospitals, and also in Mexico and some other countries. And I think the prime reason why we thought of this product was the open source component. And I'm sure there are